Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roxana and this is On Wings of Love. Before deep diving into the specifics of ARMY, I wanted to take the opportunity today to give you a bit more details and an overview of who ARMY is as a fandom and the type of relationship that we have with BTS. So if you want to find out more, stay tuned. One thing I've noticed since joining the fandom is this constant, incessant attack from different sources like non-fans, media outlets, YouTubers, sports fans, fans of other Western artists, other K-pop fandoms. And they always seem to target one, ARMY, or two, BTS. Moreover, ARMY is put in this little box that says we are just a bunch of young girls who go hysterical whenever we see BTS, and other countless reductive, stereotyped and downright offensive views on who ARMY is and how it's possible for us to enjoy BTS's music. This is a narrative that the fandom has been struggling with from the very beginnings and goes on even until today in 2019, close to 2020. However, on this channel I chose not to focus on these views because honestly I think my efforts are best spent elsewhere. However, what I do aim to do is bring you every week one example, one person, one activity, one project, one article, and show you testimony by testimony the foundation of who ARMY really is and what this fandom really is about. And I do this because I really strongly believe that one positive voice at a time will drown out the negative ones. For those of you who may not know what BTS and ARMY stand for, BTS is 방탄소년단, which translates to Bulletproof Boy Scouts. And as any Boy Scout needs their bulletproof and their vest to protect them from outside sources, ARMY fulfills that role for them. ARMY in itself stands for Adorable Representative MC for Youth. And this concept of Boy Scout and bulletproof vest is reflected even in the logo choice for these two entities. As you can see on the screen, the combination of the two logos serves as a reminder of the strong symbiotic relationship between the group and their fans. And this identity of closeness has permeated absolutely every little interaction between BTS and ARMY from the very beginnings. One cannot exist without the other, and one cannot be whole without the other. Now, this is just one interpretation of the logos, but to be honest, it's my favorite because it really brings to the forefront the very tight-knit connection between BTS and ARMY. For anyone who is not aware, BTS has had a very difficult beginning, and the first few years of their career, up until very recently actually, they were really burdened with obstacles. The few that I'm going to present now are just a small fraction of everything they had to endure over the years to be able to reach the point that they're at now. And by bringing all of these into the discussion and mentioning them, my intention is not to relive past difficult times or reopen old wounds or make you feel sorry for them. But as BTS also continually says, this is part of their identity. This is part of who they are and their history. So it's something that is always present in their life and gives them strength to continue the fight. And I think it's also a way to showcase the support of ARMY and the type of difficulties that ARMY and BTS have had to go through together, because through all of this, ARMY was always there with BTS. Struggle after struggle, ARMY was there with BTS at every step of the way, even if at the time they were a very small fandom and had really big difficulties in fighting back all of these attacks. But as BTS grew stronger, so did ARMY. Year after year, with every new step forward taken by BTS, they've gained new fans. And I think we're at a point where we're between 20 million and 90 million, because I've seen an article just yesterday saying that across all social media we would be something like 90 million fans. 90 million fans. And this is still growing. The number is still growing. My God. So, as I was saying, what I'm about to show is not to relive the past, but to use it as a source of strength and reminder of what they've managed to overcome and how strong they've become because of that.
ARMY 사랑해요. ARMY I love you.
I know armies that have watched this short compilation have been hurt by these memories, and I want to apologize for that, but I really do think it's necessary to never forget their beginnings and remember that this is one of the key elements that brought them to where they are today. So don't hate me. As of today, ARMY is one of the most powerful fandoms in the entire world, and no, I'm not afraid that is an overstatement, because looking out there and seeing the influence that ARMY has, I think that's pretty accurate. And together with BTS, they have become the most sought after group of people in the entire world. Let me just clarify that the huge number of fans plays a role in this, but it's not actually the determining factor. What actually matters is that armies are organized, strategic, and creative, driven by their passion, dedication, and remarkable grassroots efforts. If you encounter any armies, you will see that their passion really goes beyond the behaviors of a usual fandom. They turn this massive passion that they have into proactive action, displayed by the mega promotion that they do for BTS. Armies have an overwhelming desire to promote BTS and their music to anyone and everyone who is willing to listen. And despite being labeled as a fandom full of young girls, it's actually one of the most diverse ever. Even if you were to think of it just in terms of statistics. Let's say we take the article that I read the other day where it says the fans are 90 million. 90 million people can be the population of an entire country. Do you really think an entire country is made up only of women, young girls even? And actually, if that's not enough, you can just literally go to YouTube and search BTS reactions or BTS concert experiences. And you will see a plethora of people across all ages, all races, all colors, everything. And actually what I love best about this is seeing the underlying thread that connects everyone, which is the same passion for their music that I was telling you about. A lot of people don't really want to accept the fact that BTS's music transcends gender, transcends language, transcends races, colors, ethnicities, and you will not see ARMY going around with the mentality that BTS addresses their music just to one demographic. They are literally guided by just one question: do you have BTS in your life or do you not? And if you don't, how can we make it so that you do? There is a joke that ARMY is constantly recruiting 24/7, and that is true because I've experienced it on my own skin. All jokes aside though, this recruitment is always done from a place of strong passion and very deep belief that their music is worth knowing and experiencing. It's never done from a high horse or intrusive point of view. It always stems from this immense dedication that they have to the group. Also, ARMY is hella strategic. One quick look on Twitter, which is the home of BTS and ARMY, and you will find countless accounts undergoing specific activities, all focused on making BTS as successful as possible. They do things like reach out to artists for collaborations, or they work very, very hard on bringing BTS to many popular TV shows.
and RM, known together as BTS.
The album is called Love Yourself Her. Here are the song Mic Drop Remix, BTS.
Let's go.
In less than a year, our next guests have become global superstars with the most devoted fans in the world. Here to perform Fake Love, give it up for BTS.
Please welcome BTS.
There are accounts that track streams, radio spins, sales, anything you can imagine, and they always try to estimate BTS's placement now and what needs to be done to get them higher. And please remember that all of this is done voluntarily. These are not people hired by BigHit, and they are not being paid for doing it. And yet, when you look at their activity, they have the same sense of responsibility, of dedication, as if they were doing a second job. And if what I've told you until now is not enough to give you an image of who ARMY is, what really moves me every time and gets to me is the charitable spirit of ARMY. Encouraged by BTS's message delivered through countless channels over the Love Yourself era, and actually even beyond that, ARMY has taken it upon itself to promote this love yourself message to the general population. And they chose to do it in the most beautiful way, through donations and charitable projects. And you know what's even better than this? BTS have never expressly told ARMY to do these type of activities. But through personal example and the message that BTS choose to share with their music has had such a deep and lasting impact on ARMY that it created this overwhelming desire to give back to the community. They are repaying all the love that they're getting from BTS with love expressed towards the general community, which I personally think it's wonderful because it creates this self-sustaining circle of good energy and love that feeds onto itself and becomes bigger and bigger as more experiences tie the group together with their fans. Now, it's not to say that everything is rainbow and sunshines and daisies, because there is a toxic side to the fandom as well, and I don't think we should ignore that or pretend it doesn't exist. But what it is true is that every fandom out there has their toxic members. This is not limited to ARMY, this is not limited to any other kind of fandom. Everyone has their share of black sheep, let's say. The issue in ARMY's case is that the fandom itself being so big, statistically you will have more negative fans than you will see in other fandoms, which unfortunately creates the impression that ARMY is the most toxic fandom. And people have had encounters with both ends of the fandom, so I'm not here to impose my absolving or accusing vision on anyone. I am simply here to share my own experience with the fandom and focus on the good side of it, which 100% guaranteed is a lot stronger and a lot bigger and a lot better than the minority of the toxic fans. At the end of the day, I think it's a personal decision what you choose to focus on. Do you want to look at the incredible impact that the fandom is having on the world inspired by BTS's music? Or do you want to focus on the negative ones who like to spread chaos and negativity? Remember, it's your personal decision who you associate yourself with. Don't place that responsibility on anyone else but yourself. For now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I post something new. Until the next time, I love you.